I came across this post from my homegirl, Sex with Ashley, who is a sex educator and pleasure coach.
Well, this should be good. Let's see if y'all cooked.
Unpopular opinion: buy your teenage daughters a vibrator. Now, before you unfollow or block me, LOL, hear me out.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. Y'all niggas tripping.
When boys hit puberty, their curiosity is expected. People joke about it. Hell, it's damn near treated like a rite of passage.
Here we go with this comparison foolishness again. Here we go with this comparison stuff again. Boys versus girls. First of all, they have different classrooms, ma'am. Second of all, it don't matter what some people are doing or what people are doing. What happened to the one saying when your grandma or the women of old, mothers of old would say, if one person jumped off the cliff, would you follow behind them? Because, boy, I'm going to tell you right now, the blind show leading the blind, and it's got to be a valley full of dead folks. Because I swear y'all love, especially y'all that don't even have no children. You're lonely, you got nothing but a cat or a dog somewhere. You done did everything you can to deny yourself of an opportunity, and you keep doing stuff like this and making videos like this and reactions like this to steer these young folk wrong. You've done enough now. You probably ain't got nothing but 15 or 20 years left to mess up your own life. Go finish doing that foolishness.
But when girls become curious about their bodies, suddenly everybody gets scared, quiet, or judgmental. That double standard is the problem.
Lie.
Curious about the bodies. Double standard. Nah, y'all bras trying to live vicariously through y'all little girls. And even when y'all cackling behinds don't have a daughter, or maybe you got nieces or whatever, you're constantly trying to find some little broad. And it don't even have to be a young teenage young lady. It could be older females that are just a few years younger than you, a decade younger than you. Y'all constantly try to live vicariously through these females. And that's why there's such a fandom for Beyonce and Sierra and Cardi B and Megan the Man Horse and all these other folks, because y'all living vicariously through them. And when something fails for your celebrities, you fanatics lose your minds because you're not looking at their lives having failure. You're looking at your life having failure as you look through them. And there's a real problem of you broads being jealous of your own daughters. You know why you failed with their fathers. You know. And you would hate to see them look at you all those years, because they haven't had those 18 years in the house with their father. They haven't had those moments with their pops. So they spinning it up with your bitter behind. And then by the time they get out, they've done all the intel necessary to be a thorough, more productive, positive adult who can have more success than you. And why would you give them any of the tidbits? Why would you give them any of the secrets and be honest with them and transparent as to why you failed with their daddy so that they can have greater success? You ain't gonna do that. They got to figure it out on their own and hopefully grab a hold of a mentor, a real woman who's going to give them the game the way they should have it, because your jealous behind won't. And so you're talking about, a young lady discovering her body. Hey, that can lead to a lot of stuff, especially pregnancy. And so y'all are just huff, because y'all rather put some condoms in y'all baby's hands. Y'all rather put birth control in their hands and in their bodies and throw stuff off chemically and everything else. Y'all rather do all of this foolishness when God definitely has an opinion. He has an opinion about how you marry and have a relationship. He has an opinion about how you have children and raise them and rear them up when it should be with two. That's how he always willed it to be. But as again, we're fighting this family redefined. And I'm going to add something. That means relationships redefined. Y'all want to give the Antichrist version of everything that Christ set up. The Antichrist version of marriage, running through them courts, making money off of divorces and remarriages. And y'all want to mess up these young people's lives.
There's this other side of the conversation that we're not having, which is, when you start having sex, what do you even want?
Well, let's start here. We can go male and female and say this reason, which is everyone's going in clumsy, but we're going to stay with the females. You're going in clumsy. You don't know what you want or what you're doing. And so that leaves the television. That leaves your mammy and your cackling grandmammy and aunties and whoever you heard have these reckless conversations around you as a young lady, or even being a young lady in your 20s or even your 30s. It doesn't matter. You're hearing these conversations somewhere from the house with women in your family to your cackling friends around the cubicle. Either way, you're hearing the conversations happen recklessly. Either way, you don't really know what you want because you're going in clumsy and you're telling yourself that sex is strictly for orgasms when that's not what God created it for. So just because it can be true that some things can happen in a woman's body, there's some things that automatically happen in a man's body, and it equals a release and it equals a pregnancy. Because while you're proving that you don't have coochie discipline, a whole family is being created that in the end, you truly don't want to keep.
I didn't start having orgasms until my 30s. If you watching this and you ever slept with me and I was under the age of 30, I faked it.
No, ma'am. Knock it off. The wife facts has just revealed to us that you've had a lot of bodies. You just told us.
Maybe it's the men you hang out with. Maybe it's the men you hang out with. You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
I truly believe if we teach girls and women how to satisfy themselves, it's a lot of stuff we just not gonna accept. Ain't nothing more depressing than somebody up there don't know what they doing. I could have been watching The Price is Right. I could have been working on a research paper, hell, a root canal. And then be talking about some, whose is this? If I tell you, it's gonna cave your chest in. Okay.
Yeah, while you caving his chest in with the real, in the same spirit of keeping it real, going wrong, that have you going from screaming in his ear, just bust in me, papa. Let it go, papa. Explode. Let loose in me, papa. Just come in me, papa. To wetting the bed she's soaking wet with your tears because he give you some truth that you ain't ready for. And it's right about then that you're exposed for lacking emotional intelligence because you get to throw your rage, emotional tantrums. And of course, everyone makes excuses for you. What did he do? Well, what did he do? Get the heck out of here.
I don't think that giving your teenage daughter a vibrator is giving her permission to be sexually active. I think it's permission for her to learn her body so she can understand what she wants and what is required for her pleasure. Because women are not allowed to enjoy sex.
Lie.
That's stupid, guys.
I didn't.
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's on.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
Sex is a natural part of life. Everybody has the urge. You don't want them getting that information from people who just are not trusted sources and maybe telling them something that's wrong.
Y'all out here able to purchase circumcised and uncircumcised lights that you could just back up to the wall. Somebody hear you making some little sounds, have no idea you're getting the back shots you need. Meanwhile, y'all always sticking something up your body, especially these two ones right here. But you have no idea that you're teaching fornication, that you're acting and moving in fornication. Because fornication wouldn't be heterosexual people having sex outside of marriage. No, that's a shaming tactic. Use the shaming tactic to keep these young females from getting pregnant. But nope, y'all not going to do that because it's a shortcut to getting what you want. You can be grandma and everything else by just celebrating this single female with a baby at the baby shower when it used to be shame back in the day. Yep, everything is a shortcut. Y'all teaching rascals how to fornicate.
Talk to them about sex and make sure they're being safe and responsible, okay? I'm probably about to go rub one out right now. Honestly, I'm done working for the day. Go to hell.
Oh, this the broad that's always talking about go to hell. Well, get one of these.
Satan is your daddy.
And then go to hell. And this is why I love God's word, because you're giving advice and warning for every situation. His word instructs you to get your own husband. Get your man, not a dog, not a pet, so you can have a companion to manipulate into loving you the way you want to be loved. Not a roster full of Negroes and YNs so you can date them all, sis, and get a bunch of experiences. But the fact that it's better to marry than to burn. Better to marry. That burn is talking about burning in between your loins, burning in between your thighs, waking up in the middle of the night with these desires. If you got your man, you ain't got to worry about that. And you for dang on sure ain't got to worry about going and rubbing one out and playing with your toys. And why the heck would you teach your daughters everything but being a wife? Teaching them everything but just being a wife.
Goodbye, Grace.
I'm up out of here. I ain't gonna play with her. I'm out, baby. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell.